What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, back at y'all with another in-car vlog type video. For today's video, I figured I'd share a little bit of information with you guys that you may not know about the Infiniti G35 in specific. Some of these facts may be something that you guys may have heard of before, but for a majority of you guys, hopefully this is new information that you may find entertaining. So right off of the bat, first and foremost, we're gonna start out with the fact that the G35 is in fact sold in Europe as a Skyline. Now, a lot of people kind of laugh at me when I call this a Skyline, because obviously for the US market, it is branded as an Infiniti G35. But if you were to go over to Europe, find this exact same vehicle, it will say Skyline on the back. Now, when Nissan stopped the production of the R34, I believe in 2002, they ended up rebranding, or not rebranding, branding the G35 in Europe as a Skyline. Was obviously naturally aspirated with the V6 and was a bit of a more of a family-friendly platform as opposed to the obvious turbocharged Skylines that we all know and love. Now, next up, which is probably pretty common knowledge for a lot of you hardcore VQ guys out there, but for you, those of you guys who are not deep into the Nissan game, you guys may not know that in fact the G35 is based off of the 350Z platform. Now, I had a conversation with my buddy a while ago when I first got this car. I pretty much explained to him the reasoning for me getting this car is it in fact was sort of like a four-door 350Z. Now, everything, obviously the interior and the exterior panels, a little bit different, but everything underneath the body of this car is exactly like you would find on a 350Z. I might mention that the 350Z is in fact 6 inches shorter, so if you're getting an exhaust system or a drive shaft from a 350Z, exhaust specifically is going to have to be extended a little bit. But as far as the suspension, the brakes, the transmission, the engine, everything about this car is identical to a 350Z, which is why a lot of 350Z parts will actually fit on this car. And that's one of the reasons that I was really excited to get this car, is because this car pretty much performs exactly the same as a 350Z would. Now, the next fun fact that you guys probably didn't know about, only the really diehard Nissan guys are gonna know about this one, is that in fact the very first R35 power plant, meaning the all-wheel drive R35 GTRs that we know of today, that first power plant, meaning the engine and all of the drivetrain, was first installed on a G35 as a prototype. Now, Nissan, before they designed the exterior of the R35 GTR, they decided to put the engine, all of the all-wheel drive components, the brake system, everything that makes an R35 an R35 in a G35 coupe, and basically worked out all the bugs, did a lot of the testing, a lot of the trial and errors and troubleshooting with some of the programs and all-wheel drive systems. All of that stuff happened in the shell of a G35 coupe, and I found that out long before I owned a G35, but I figured since I was making this video, it would probably be something that a lot of you guys probably haven't heard about. And next up, what I wanted to talk about is all-wheel drive G35s. Now, a lot of you guys probably know that there are all-wheel drive G35s out there, but one thing that you may not know about is that if you wanted a G35 in this specific platform, being the 03 to 06, you can only get an all-wheel drive G35 in a sedan and also in an automatic. Now, they did come out with a G coupe, but unfortunately that didn't come out until 2008, and that actually wasn't a G35, that would have been a G37. So, you know, you're looking at a newer model car, obviously a little more expensive for those of you guys who are on a budget. So something to keep in mind, if you do want a G35 that is all-wheel drive, in this specific year, or let's just say the first generation of Gs, you are gonna have to get that in an automatic and obviously a sedan. Now, a lot of you guys probably know that the original release date of the G platform in the US was in 2003, but actually the first time that this platform had ever seen public sales was in 2001, and it would have been branded as a Nissan 3.0 300 GT. But if you were to type in 2001 300 GT, you are gonna get a picture of a car that looks exactly like what I'm driving right now, with all the plastic trim at the bottom, same spoiler, same taillights, everything, except obviously the 300 GT is gonna have the 3-liter motor as opposed to the 3.5, which this vehicle has. Now, speaking of motor size, a lot of you guys probably didn't know that you can get the G platform with a 2.5 liter V6. Now, from 2011 to 2012, you can get a G platform sedan, I believe, with a VQ25HR motor. Now, this G is dubbed the G25, and it has about 218 horsepower. Now, that vehicle obviously meant to compete with the smaller engine-sized BMWs, obviously the Lexus IS250s and the Mercedes-Benz C250s. Just gives you a little bit more options if you're not into that insane performance that obviously the VQ35s, especially the HR, are gonna give you. For those years specifically, you have the option for the slightly less power, but still great sounding VQ25HR. Now, this is a fun fact that a lot of Infiniti G35 owners do not like to admit. Doesn't really bug me so much, as I used to own an Altima in the past, so this was kind of a selling point of my Altima when I had it, and that is that this G35 has the exact same engine that you would find in a Nissan Maxima, Nissan Altima, Nissan Murano, and a Nissan Quest, just to name a few. Now, obviously, those vehicles are front-wheel drive, so there is a bit of a difference between the front-wheel drive VQ35 and the rear-wheel drive VQ35 that is found in this car. But there are a lot of components, well, most of the components about the engine are exactly the same. Now, I remember looking on a forum that somebody did try to put a rear-wheel drive G35 motor inside of a front-wheel drive engine, and I believe the issue that they had was the starter mounting point, which was different. But as far as the internals, the horsepower, and pretty much the overall sound that you can get with these motors, they are almost identical, which, like I say, for a lot of Infiniti G35 owners, a lot of us guys don't really like to admit that, but it's the truth. And last but not least, I guess to end this video, kind of a little fun Hollywood tidbit fact. For those of you guys who have seen Suicide Squad, the Batman movie that's more about you know, Joker and his entourage, if you guys have seen that, you will know that Joker drives, I believe it's a pink purplish vehicle, which is called a Vader. Now, if you guys did not know, that car is actually a kit car based off of a G35 coupe. Now, you guys can buy that kit. I believe it's $11,000 off of Vader's website. Obviously, you guys are gonna have to put in quite a bit of legwork in order to get that body kit on the car and fitting and looking properly. But if you have a G35 coupe, I believe from 2003 to 2006 are the years that this kit will fit. You can go spend $11,000, put in a little bit of time and effort into obviously modifying your car, cutting it up and reattaching these body panels, and you can have a vehicle that on Vader's website anyways is considered a supercar. Now obviously we all know that the 3.5 liter motor, good for about 250 horsepower, 260 on a good day. Obviously not supercar power, but if you guys have seen this vehicle or even want to go ahead and click Google, you'll see that it's actually not a bad looking kit. Not something that I'd put the time and money into necessarily buying, but still a pretty fun fact nonetheless. Get a little sideways there. But that's pretty much everything that I have for today for this list. Now, if you guys have any more facts that I missed, or any more things that I may not know about the G35, definitely drop them down in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Like I say, the duckbill spoiler is, the video is in the process of being made. Obviously, I just have to wait for some nicer weather so that I can sand down the fiberglass filler because, you know, that stuff is very messy and it's something that I really, I'd want to do that outside. Also, a little bit of an update. I bought myself a G35 Hood. Now, I won't be doing a hood scoop per se, but I probably will be cutting a few vented slots in the hood, so you guys definitely have that to look forward to. It's been a long winter here, so I've just been kind of trying to find just some things to keep myself busy and occupied. Obviously, keep the content fresh on the channel, so definitely stay tuned. The nicer weather is coming. Not today, but I assure you that it is coming soon. And I think that's pretty much it, man. So as always, I am your boy Denali, aka Don Squally. I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and we're gonna catch y'all mofos at the next one, man. Woo!